And we're back with another episode of Two Straws. Did we check our microphone and headphone settings?
Man, the headphones just jumped off of my head just now. Wow.
You looked a little sleepy.
Thank you. Thank you.
Just wanted to help you out.
That enthusiasm woke me right up. Ready for another training session.
That was all the energy for the day.
Yeah. And now we have more energy arriving.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
I feel like we're on Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. Who do we got?
Oh my gosh. Oh, well, we have Mr. Conductor himself, Wilson Hayes.
Oh my gosh. I know that guy. He's my friend.
He's my friend too.
Oh my gosh.
He's so fun. Butcher hates him.
Butcher
obviously.
absolutely does not like him.
Yeah.
He's not having anything to do with his presence.
Oh my goodness. What a chaotic start to the podcast.
It's okay. We're not going to stop and start over again.
No, we're not. This is just life. You know, sometimes life hits you fast. Kind of similar to the week that I had last week.
Tell us about your week, because what a whirlwind. Pretty exciting.
Yes. Butcher.
Shut up.
Hush. Okay.
Good boy.
I think that worked. No.
Oh, goodness.
Nope.
No. Almost. It'll be fine.
Last week, I got the call asking if I wanted my fight versus your former opponent, Lupe Godinez. If I wanted that fight that was scheduled for October to happen this week in San Diego.
And let me guess what you said.
Hell to the yeah.
Because Angela Hill don't do fight camps.
I don't
She
do fight
only
camps.
does the short notice thing. That's just how she does it.
That's my favorite shit.
Yeah.
I'm like the, what is his name? James Krause.
Oh, yes.
He's kind of retired, but also always available to fight short notice, even if he's cornering someone.
That's how he does it, too. He's always cornering people, so he always has the opportunity to just be like, hey, I'm your man.
Like, I'm here. I have another training partner. He can corner that person.
It's fine.
I'm trying to get paid. Like, let's go. And then he wins.
I know, it's crazy.
It's crazy. So
it's crazy.
That's my deal. I am undefeated, I believe, and short notice fights. It's my jam. I should just stick to doing that and never fight with a fight camp again. I think that's my calling.
I mean, why would you do anything else other than what works for you?
Yeah, I need to be more like Batman, just appear when needed.
You should start coaching people and cornering people more often, so you can just already have your hand in the pot, the hat.
Yes.
What is that called? What's that saying?
Already have I think that's it. Hand in the pot, hand in the cup.
Something.
I think that's it.
Just, you're there.
2 hands and 1 cup.
Hey.
Yeah, there you go. I'm ready. I'm ready to go. I'm just hitting up anyone who's doing the main event as the loud 4th person, because you get 4 corners when you do main event.
Yep.
And I can just be that person because I'm pretty loud in the corner. And if I get called to fight, they don't need me.
Exactly.
You just go fight and be
That's a great strategy.
Good job. Or I could show up after the fight and continue to be loud.
You've obviously thought about this.
Yeah, well.
You're like, yeah. No,
What can I say?
I have thought about this.
You know me very well. Oh, what you got there? Oh my gosh. More chaos. This is going to be a great show.
Adam was nice enough to drop me a little beverage.
A little bevy.
Oh, yeah, that's got gin in it.
Oh, yeah, Adam has that Scottish
Heavy hand.
It's a very generous pour he has.
I appreciate it.
Yeah. Who doesn't, man? Like, only prudes don't appreciate that kind of stuff. But yeah, we had a great weekend of fights, and that really pumped me up for my fight this weekend. Short notice as it may be, we had a ton of finishes on the tough finale. We got to see a lot of storylines play out with the finalists, and the week before we didn't have a show, but we got to watch the Nunes and Pena rematch. So lots of stuff to talk about today.
Lots to unpack. Where do you want to start?
I don't know. Let's start with the tough stuff, because we've really been focusing on that for our first episode. So I want to know, and we'll get to Juju, our buddy Juju, later. But I want to know, were you surprised by the heavyweight fight? Usman brother versus Palga.
During the first round, I was like,
Yeah.
I don't know how this is going to go. Palga was keeping range, using the footwork. I mean, it made me a little bit nervous about the way he was, jumping in and out the first round because they were, it was like one shot in and out.
Yeah.
And he was really using that range, and Muhammad Usman was only throwing like one shot at a time. I mean, they were big shots.
Big old shots.
They made me very nervous for Palga. And as we know, heavyweights have one punch knockout power. So anything can happen. But after the first round, I was a little bit nervous for Muhammad, but he ended all of my fears and doubts. Dude. Like right away in the second round, he's like, you know what? I got my distance. I got my range. I know I'm going to hit him with. And I think he timed Palga's, he had a big jab in. Yeah. And he didn't retract fast enough. He just kind of stuck that jab in, and Mo caught him with, what was it, a left hook.
It was like the door opened and then it shut right as Palga thought he was okay or out of the way of danger. It was so nasty. And then that follow-up shot too.
That was mean.
Can you imagine? I bet it must have felt like having a bag of bricks just dropped on your head after already getting hit with a bag of bricks. Like that was nasty.
Somebody from Palga's camp send him send Mark Smith, the ref, a nice little fruit basket for getting in there fast.
Oh my God, yeah.
That's scary. That's got to be scary too, because as a ref, you are responsible for fighter safety, and you have to be able to get in and like completely break that up before any more harm comes to a down fighter. So that's a.
I forget what fight I was watching, but I think it was UFC, and they had the world's skinniest, most slight ref. Like he looked like a thin man, and he was reffing either light heavyweights or heavyweights. And I'm just sitting there like, who allowed this to happen? Like, you're gonna make this little guy jump into the middle of the fight in the most heated moment and try to break it up? Like, this guy's gonna get killed. They're going to fold him in half. They're going to break him like a stick. So usually they put in a size appropriate ref. Like they won't have Keith Peterson doing the Curtis Blades versus, I
would hope not. Yeah. I mean, not saying anything against Keith Peterson's abilities, but
he's sturdy. He's a sturdy little guy.
Yeah, but little. Keyword little. He is a little
they wouldn't even see that he's stopping the fight.
He's like flick him off the shoulder. Get out of here, man. I'm working.
What do you want? Off me. What do you want?
Stop it.
Oh man. Yeah, that was a nasty fight. And something kind of stupid happened. It was one of those fights where it starts at a cautious pace. So you don't really expect that to happen immediately after turning away. But my dumbass, we were watching it on a PlayStation. I accidentally hit one of the buttons and exited out of the ESPN app. So I'm like, don't worry. It was a cautious pace fight. I'm sure nothing happened. We turned it back on, and Usman brothers just, we're like, no, what did we miss? Oh my God, I can't believe that happened. We missed the best part. So we had to replay that, and that hook was nasty. So congratulations to Muhammad Usman for that nasty finish. Oh my gosh.
So mean. Ugh. And so what they were talking about during that broadcast, where they reminded me and the audience that Muhammad actually usually prefers to fight at 205.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Because he was on The Ultimate Fighter and going to have to continuously cut weight, that would be way too much weight to cut consistently in that short span, that short time span.
For sure. He's huge.
He's huge.
He's that is a
massive man. And I am sure that power transfer will be completely there at 205.
And it'll be easier to reach people too.
Yeah, he is not the tallest for the division. Heavyweights are pretty big guys. Yeah. But he does have that athleticism and that power that could carry him in the heavyweight division. So I am curious to see if he will stay at heavyweight or move down to 205 where, he likes to be, preferably.
Yeah, I think Palga's a natural heavyweight, right? Or does he also?
I'm pretty sure he is.
Yeah, so that's a big win, and he proved that he can close the distance and be a threat at heavyweight. I like the trend of fast, athletic heavyweights that we're seeing right now.
Me too.
We're as opposed to, okay, someone might get knocked out, or we'll go to the second and third round and it's just going to be two really big, tired guys, you know,
swinging
very
slowly but very heavily,
and taking a deep breath in and trying to swing again. So I like that there's this new wave of just these fast, athletic looking guys that look like they could play football or something, and now they're in the UFC knocking people's heads off. Like, this is going to be a scary weight class, I think, in the next 5 years.
Yeah, it's interesting to see how it'll develop. Yeah. I've never been a huge fan of the heavyweights just because I'm like, they're not so technical, that kind of thing. I like the lighter weight classes because there's a lower percentage of like one punch knockout finishes. But it is very exciting as a fan, as a viewer, to see like really well-built athletic heavyweights getting in there in the mix.
Yeah. I'm excited for it. I'm excited for Muhammad Usman. Congrats on the win. And now we should definitely talk about our girl Juliana Miller getting in there. And dude, like when I look up the Tough 30 finals, everything is talking about Juliana. She's on her way up. Like, she's gonna be a big deal, and I don't think it's going to her head quite yet. But I think it might eventually. People really dig her style. Yeah.
I forgot to do the before the Ultimate Fighter finale.
Oh yeah, the screen grab.
Yeah, the screen grab of how many followers they have. I like to always check that before and after a fight because it's always, you know, crazy to see if, you know, the mainstream public responds well to a fighter or if they don't, because, you know, it depends on the fighter, what, you know, viewers want to see. And they definitely want to see Juliana because I know that it crept up. I didn't get that screenshot to see where she was at before, but I know it has gone up exponentially.
Yeah, I'm sure.
She's fun to watch. She's like a very out there big personality. She's very sweet, and she has, you know, I mean, win or lose, she has an exciting style.
Yeah,
like she goes for it.
Yeah, she has that female Rocky Balboa quality to her, where she acknowledges that she has a lot of learning to do. She's not sure if she's the best. Like when she was getting ready to fight this Brogan girl, she said something like, "I don't think I'm better anywhere, but I have more heart." So that in itself is something that speaks to a lot of people who don't feel the most athletic. They don't feel the strongest. They don't feel the best, but they know that they want it more than the other person. And that's the vibes that she's giving off in her fights and her fighting style. Not just her media stuff, but her fighting style, just getting in there and getting nasty and those elbows. I mean, how could you not be a fan of the elbows that she landed when she got to mount in the third round? That was a big fight. It was one-way traffic the whole way through, but that moment made it such a bigger introduction into the UFC than if she had just coasted to a decision.
Absolutely. And I mean, it didn't hurt that there was some, you know, tension from weigh-ins. There was the buildup. I didn't see that from Brogan Walker, like on the show, that she was going to get so,
just kind
of mean. She got a little mean and nasty.
Catty.
And I mean, I didn't see that from her in any, you know, of the other kind of interactions on the show or like previously. I didn't, you know, see too much of that or any at all. But it's always interesting to see how a fighter, you know, builds himself up, what they have to do to psych themselves out. I don't know if it helped or hindered her, you know, she did lose the fight, so we'll say it didn't work.
I feel like her game plan, she just didn't adjust. And that's one thing I noticed about Usman brother is that he made really good adjustments in his final fight on the show. And I feel like Brogan just kept trying to do the same thing without success, like over and over again. She went to the clinch position, and then Juliana would reverse it and get a takedown. She'd get like a little knee bump or something and land on top. And every round after that, she did the exact same thing, forced the clinch, and then would get taken down and end up on bottom. So I do wonder if that bullheadedness, if just going forward and being so, I guess I guess not sure of yourself, but just wanting to get that back so bad. Maybe that came from the tension before. She didn't want her to have that one up. She didn't want her to be able to win the clinch positions, even though she continued to win the clinch positions. She didn't think, maybe I'll try something else.
Well, it's interesting to me. Like, I wonder if that was in fact her game plan going in, because that was her default. That was her go-to. And for me, I saw Brogan, I mean, she definitely has more refined striking than Juliana. She has, a little bit more experience than Juliana. Fight-wise, she's a black belt. Not, Juliana's no slouch on the ground. She's a really good brown belt. But I just wondered if that was like the game plan, and that's why she didn't defer from that at all.
Yeah.
Because for me, thinking about that fight, I thought Brogan would keep the distance. She would stay southpaw, which she ended up switching to orthodox a lot, which surprised me, and it got her in trouble. And then in the moments where, there was a moment to either disengage, create space, or clinch, she, stayed in there and clinched, which is where Juliana had her success the whole Ultimate Fighter.
Yeah.
Like, every fight in the Ultimate Fighter.
Just getting dirty in there and finding a way to drag people down.
Yeah, it was just interesting to me. I thought that it would be more of like an in and out points, to kind of grind her down, find her range, and then start capitalizing off of that in different ways. But yeah, she did not make those adjustments, and Juliana just kept doing what she was doing, and until she got the finish.
Yeah, it was pretty impressive work by Juliana. I'm looking forward to her next fight. I wonder who they're going to match her with. And I'm wondering if any of those other people on the show ended up getting contracts, because I already saw a couple of the girls got booked to fight in other promotions since it was aired that they lost their fight. So I'm wondering if there's any other outliers and off of the show, or if it's just going to be the tough finalists, because it looks like it's just Usman and it's just Juliana who are getting the contracts right now.
That was interesting, because for our finale,
Yeah,
we had, it was every girl from the season pretty much made the whole undercard. And then, the main card, we had, other big names and stuff like that. And the people that were in the finals, Carla and Rose. So it was interesting that they're being, I guess, very selective.
Yeah.
But I think there's just plenty of room in both of those weight classes for, them to include people. And there were some girls on there that I could see getting contracts. So I am interested to see who, if any, got on the roster, because I think there's, definitely girls that, have a spot.
Yeah, for sure. There were a few girls who lost close decisions. What was the girl's name that came in short notice and won, but then I think she fought Brogan and ended up losing that fight.
Gallegos.
Laura. I'll say Laura. I felt like she had a lot of potential to be competitive in the weight class, like
and
right
115, now. Because she's obviously she's a natural 115, or she got on the show short notice, and I think it served her well. And I think that she showed a lot of really good stuff and could give a lot of people tough fights at 115. Yeah. So I am interested to see, if that got her in, because I can't imagine it being a hindrance.
Yeah, exactly. Same with Peralta. She's also bounced between 125 and 115. She wasn't busy enough. I feel like maybe they'd make her fight again to just show how good she can be, maybe at a smaller weight class, or just if she doesn't have to worry about the takedown so much or worry about the competition so much. But I don't know. I just kind of like her swagger on the show. So I was hoping she'd be one of the ones that get the contract as well.
Yeah, I kind of see her going more back towards bare knuckle boxing, because she just does not like the ground.
Yeah.
And that's just from what I've seen and what I've gathered in my previewing. No, I see her, going back to boxing or bare knuckle boxing.
Yeah.
Because that's more her game. I don't know what's really going to happen.
But the money is in MMA, baby.
I don't know. I hear they pay pretty well at bare knuckle boxing. I
wonder what they pay her, though, because she is kind of one of those people who were just in bare knuckle. Like that was her biggest stage. But the people who get paid, I feel like they came from UFC or came from Bellator and they were big names there. And then they're able to negotiate that big contract. So I'm wondering if she still has that. I mean, maybe she can negotiate for more now that she's on top. But it always helps to have that UFC on your resume, you know.
It really does.
Yeah, it's a good negotiation tactic for those other guys who have the money, but they don't always want to give it to you.
Jerks.
Give it the money. Just give them the money.
Just give it to me.
It's hard bare knuckle fighting. Oh, the hands.
It's just brutal.
Your face. Everything.
Nobody
it's so
wins.
Nasty.
Nobody wins.
If you win, your hand loses. If
or
you lose, your face loses. It's horrible.
Sometimes both. Man, it is a lose-lose to me. I just can't. I don't want to.
Yeah. Shouts to our girl Beck, who is amazing at it, and
she was
loves
made
it
for that shit
for some reason. Yeah, she was.
I don't get it, but I support you.
Hey, do your thing,
love
girl.
You and support you. You're doing great.
We will watch it. With our hands over our face,
ready to cover up at any moment.
Oh, okay, you threw that punch. Okay, good.
Good job. Okay, tell me when it's over.
Oh man. But yeah, the finale too, or not the finale, but the coaches match happened last week.
Oof.
That was a fucking fight.
Holy shit. I just got like the tingles thinking about it again. It was amazing.
That was
a fight.
Who did you think was going to win before the fight happened?
So I wasn't sure. Okay. I think we talked about this our last
episode.
Yeah,
I think so, yeah.
I was not sure if it was really like a fluke, if there was something really up with Amanda and that's, or that was just a story that she was creating to, psych herself up. I didn't know because it was just such a dominant finish. But yeah, something looked like it could have been off. So I was interested to see how it was going to go, how she was going to come in. And I also said that I wanted, no matter what, I was like, I think I want Amanda to win because I really want a third because we got to have that tiebreaker. We got to have that trilogy. And I think that's what's going to happen. I don't know if it'll happen as soon. I don't know because it was just 5 rounds of very
damaging.
Decisive. But hats off to Juliana Pena because there is no quit in that girl.
Yeah, and she fucking showed up the next week for the Tough 30 finale.
I mean, she had hats and glasses and, all that stuff on.
But still, she was there. Was Nunes there?
I didn't know. No. I did not see her.
She was there.
No.
Yeah, that's fucking cool. Like, no matter what you can say about the girl's personality or how she is, however, I know there's a lot of people think certain things about the way she presents herself and stuff, but that's really cool to be that loyal, to show up for the person that you said you were going to be there for, and just showing that you give a fuck. I always feel like those people, the people that are harder to get close to, but once you get close to them, they really make it worth it. I always feel like that shows, I don't know, just character. It just shows that you're a dope ass person. I don't know a better word for it, but yeah, I thought that was cool. I thought that was really cool that she showed up in her disguise, in her Invisible Man outfit.
But yeah, I mean, and to go through the fight that she went through and still like walk in there and support her people.
Yeah, I don't want to see anyone after a loss, like I don't fuck you. I'm on my couch. I am on my couch with my disguise on. If I show up to the gym, that's the only place I'm showing up in person. Everywhere else, don't look at me, don't talk to me, don't ask me how I'm feeling. Like, I don't want to talk to you about it. But she showed up into an area where everyone there saw her fight and she didn't care. She was there to support her girl. So I thought that was really cool. And she was also
both Muhammad and Zach's coach.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So she was there for all 3 of them. So that was really cool. I thought that was really cool. But that fight was really awesome, not just because Nunes was able to redeem herself, was able to go forward, but it was competitive. Like, people say that she trashed her. Like, I saw a lot of that online and stuff, but it was a really competitive back and forth fight. And personally, I had a feeling that Pena might pull it off again. And so maybe I was looking with slightly different eyes because I wanted to be right. But my heart did want Nunes to win just because I'm a huge fan of hers and I love her style. I love the fact that she is still the fighter that she is and not on a downslide, because that always is a little disappointing. But I did feel like Juliana just had her number, in this fight. She showed that maybe she didn't have her number in this fight, but Amanda made really good adjustments, and she changed the way that she fought her as opposed to the first fight where it was just punch for punch coming forward. This time, Nunes was more disciplined. She stepped back, she waited, and then she would land her big shots, and that made a huge difference in the fight. And then when she felt like she was slowing down a bit, she took her down and sat on her. Like, it was a really well done game plan. She did everything that she needed to do to secure that win and not take too much damage, because if you see Nunes' face in the press conference, she got hit.
She got hit a lot more. I was like, when did that happen?
I know. That's what I was saying. I didn't see the thing that swelled up her cheek, but you could see every round it was getting bigger and bigger. Yeah. So Pena has some power, man, and it's like deceptive. I think she sneaks it in there when she's going for shots or something, but she has some power, and Nunes had to respect it this time, and she definitely did.
I was surprised when Nunes came out as Southpaw. And I was like, I don't know if I would have done that, because I don't know her camp. I don't know how long she's been working as Southpaw, but to completely change your stance in a short time frame, like your body doesn't react in natural ways when you're standing in a stance that is not like your stance.
For sure.
So it was really impressive how well she did navigating through that, and she kept doing these like really tricky like step in lefts where she would switch her stance, and she would hit Pena every single time. I mean, she dropped her a couple of times with it. It was really impressive. She looked great. She had a really good game plan. But I mean, I also have to acknowledge Pena just for being so tenacious, and there's no quit in that girl. Yeah, and I have to respect and admire that.
When she threw up that armbar, I was like, yo.
There's no quit in this girl.
What?
No quit.
Why are you so crazy? Just stop. Just stop. And she's like, nope, it's deep. That was, I got mad respect for her after that fight, for sure. More than when she beat Nunes, because now it's confirmed. She just got that dog in it, man. She's got that dog in it. And she's going to be a tough fight for anyone, including Nunes.
Yes. So I wonder who they're going to have them fight next, because I feel like at this point, like, it was decisive enough of a fight to where you don't necessarily have to give it to Pena again. But at the same time, like, who else is there in the division that, is in line for it?
Exactly.
And who would make a more exciting fight than those two?
Exactly. So some people were saying that Shevchenko should get a shot at the bantamweight title next for that trilogy. And
I want to see her fight friggin' what's her face again?
Me too.
Because that fight,
Santos.
Yes, I need to see that fight again.
Yeah, they need to run that back.
They need to, immediately. I call for an immediate rematch of that fight. I did not agree with that decision.
No, and put like a headgear on Valentina or something. Give her some kind of padding on her forehead.
Just like stick it on there.
Yeah, just a maxi pad.
I mean, they let us wear, knee pads, ankle pads. Why not?
There you go.
Forehead pad?
Even the sleeve, one of those neoprene sleeves.
Yes.
Those are allowed in most athletic commissions.
Or maybe like wrap her braids like ever so slightly over her forehead.
Maybe give her some bangs. Bangs. I feel like that would be just enough cushion to stop a headbutt from changing the direction of a fight. Just enough. I mean, fluffy bangs.
Very fluffy.
Very fluffy.
Like 80s
feathery.
Fluffied, teased. Yes.
She would look good with that.
Bring it back.
I think she could work
She could pull it off.
Yeah. I want to see it.
I do too.
She looked like a doll baby. One of those porcelain dolls.
She does have great skin.
Yes. Yes.
Great skin.
Milky.
Very.
And smooth. Smooth like a bullet. Anyway, stop horn dogging over Chef Chico's forehead. I want to see that fight happen for sure. But if she went to bantamweight, how cool would this be? Because, you know, Nunes likes to take her time coming back. Maybe she defends the 145 belt against somebody.
Is that still a division? I feel like it's not a thing anymore. I mean, it's a thing because she has the belt for it. And she's... Yeah, I don't know.
There's people in it. I feel like they don't even have enough for a top 10. They have like a top.
I swear they don't.
They have a top 6 or something, and half of
10
them.
is everybody's in the division.
Yeah, 10 are the people who fought at 45 once when they got called in for a short notice fight. Like Holly Holm is probably like number 2.
And then
she only
Felicia
did it
Spencer,
once. Who's retired.
She did? Mm-hmm. When did that happen?
I think she retired off of a win. I don't remember.
When
or
did that happen?
maybe I lost, but yeah, she retired maybe last year. It was a weird one. It was definitely a weird one because everyone was like, "Why are you retiring? You're great."
Yeah.
And I think she just didn't enjoy it anymore, which is
fair.
Understanding.
Yeah,
you
it's
know,
fair.
I think she said something like she wants to do other things, and this was a great ride, but she's over it.
Yeah, she's ready to get off.
Yeah, it's hard.
Get off the crazy train.
You can't be on this crazy train half cocked. Like there's no way.
No, you gotta love it.
Yeah, you
It's
gotta
like-
live, breathe, and die for it.
You really do.
Yeah,
It's like all jokes aside, like you cannot be in this sport if you do not 100% love it because it fucking hurts.
Yeah.
It's brutal.
literally
It's
and
fucking brutal.
figuratively hurts. Man, but I think it would be cool if Nunes took some time off, that they allow Pena to fight Shevchenko in a rematch for the interim bantamweight title. How cool would that be?
I like that.
Because they
Could
fought
Pena make
once.
25?
Don't think so. She looked pretty sucked out, or not sucked out, but she just looked small. I think she's not the
You don't
biggest.
think the UFC PI nutrition team could help her get down?
I'm sure they could, but who wants to do that? Also, Pena is mostly head. You know, like she's like.
I'm gonna tell her you said that.
No, please don't. She's gonna fuck me up. Please don't. But there's not a lot of water that could come from there. You know, like she's not a huge girl, but I think she's one of those people that fit perfectly in between weight classes, like perfectly at 130.
Yeah.
Not 125. 125 would be a bit much. Like it might hinder her performance if she makes it.
For sure.
And Shevchenko just seems like a natural 125er. Like it doesn't seem like she has any trouble cutting weight.
Well, it seems like she walks pretty lean.
Yeah.
And she stays kind of like close to fight shape all the time.
Yeah.
So I wonder how hard that is to maintain. I mean, she's been doing it for years. I'm sure it's fine. But I always wonder about people because she's a pretty solid 125er. So I do wonder how big of an adjustment it would be, you know, to go up to 135.
Well, she did it.
Yeah, I know she did it.
But I think the risk is worth the reward. Just because if she did do it, it would have to be for a strap.
Yeah.
And interim would make sense. If Nunes needed time off, she does take pretty big breaks in between fights. So if Nunes needed maybe 6 months off to just recoup and, you know, get her ducks in a row and enjoy life as champion, then let the hungry chicks fight, you know, let Pena and Shevchenko fight. It's just I don't think anyone said that this could be a scenario, but I don't know. I feel like it would be a smart move for the UFC brass. So send me a check when it happens.
You're welcome.
I know you're watching. It's on Fight Pass.
I mean, I'm not mad at that at all. I think it would be an exciting fight, especially with, you know, the book of work that they have done, you know, since their previous one. So I think it would be exciting. I think it could be totally justified. And I mean, the UFC likes doing exciting interim, you know, fights all the time, or interim title fights all the time. So I don't see why not.
And I think that Pena could pull out the spiciness in Shevchenko. Like Shevchenko's always right on the cusp of getting spicy, but then she reels it back in and is like, but I am very humble, so I will not say that. And I think that Pena will pull out that bitch, like that.
Dude, it's a gift.
Yeah,
it is a gift and a talent, and
she
and she does it with a smile in this very like kind of nonchalant sort of way.
Yeah, it's really impressive.
It really is.
Yeah,
it's like, and
she just gets under your skin.
She does it eloquently as well.
My favorite line on Tough is when they were wrapping up the final episode and Nunes is like, oh, you're gonna lose, and she goes, that's what you said last time. Oh my god, right? How there's no winning that. Like, you just gotta wait until fight night to win that argument.
You just gotta be like,
you can't win it that night. You gotta wait until the fight to win it. She went home and trained her ass off after that line. Like you know it. Fuck this bitch. Okay, I'll tell you what I said last time. I'm gonna show you what I said last time.
And she's gonna use that on Pena the next time that they fight.
Oh, I hope
That's
so.
That's what you said last time.
That's what you said. She's gonna fuck it up. Oh my goodness.
That's what you said last time.
Yeah. She'd have to laugh at that.
With a smile too.
Yeah.
Smiling.
She'd have to laugh at that. Oh, my thing's cutting out a little bit.
I
think it's my headphones. So, did you see, speaking of Hail Mary arm bars, did you see the first fight of last night's card?
Yes. And I was going to bring that up to the Stephanie Egger versus Myra Bueno Silva, the Phantom Tap.
Yeah.
The Phantom Tap.
What do you think happened?
Dude, I couldn't see it. Like, I really couldn't see it. And I may have had a buzz on while I was watching it. So
it was the first fight. We were waiting a long time for that first fight to start, I
felt like it took forever with all like the pre-fight stuff. I'm like, all right, I'm going to go get a
y'all
drink.
said that we're starting.
Yeah. And yet we have not.
Yeah.
We're not even close.
Oh my goodness.
Not even close. I feel like I have to go watch it again. But I mean, phantom tapping is a real thing.
Yeah.
It really is. And who was the ref in there?
Chris Tioni.
Chris Tioni.
Yeah, Cabbage Patch.
That fucking guy.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
He was not liked on Tough, at least not on our team.
No, he was not. He was also not liked when my opponent, your next opponent, Loopy, was poking her fingers in my freaking eyes.
Well, he was like, I'll allow it. Like that.
I was like, she's poking my eye. He's like, no, she's not. I was like,
oh my God.
I was like, because I'm in a very precarious situation right now, I think I was like triangled around her and I was like up against the fence. I was just like, I'm not going to argue right now. This is not the time nor the place. But she was all up in my eyes. And she's like, sorry, I was excited. I'm like, yeah, sure.
She said that?
She said that. She's like, sorry, I was excited. I'm like,
when did she say that? After the fight?
Yeah.
Or after she poked you? Oh, I'm so sorry.
Girl. Get out of here.
Oh my God. I'm actually not surprised because she came up to me.
Oh, I was so mad.
And hugged me.
I was like, that is my friend.
Yeah.
Do not, excuse me, ma'am. Do not hug my friend.
Now that I'm thinking back to it, she's probably just sizing me up. Like, oh.
No, she wasn't. She was
let's see how big you are.
She was so excited to meet you. She did this like giddy little like.
Oh my God.
Just little like this little thing. And I was like, what the?
I should have pulled a.
And then I was staring at you too. And I'm like, don't do it. Don't do it. And you did it because you're so freaking nice.
I can't help it. She just looks so happy. Make her pay for it on Saturday though.
Punch her in the face.
Worry.
Punch her in the face, Angela.
I will. I'll hug her on the ground. Elbow her.
Yes.
Yes, I will. But no, she seems like a nice girl. But yes, she does seem like she gets excited like a puppy with a treat. Like, starts malfunctioning. Yeah.
I get it.
Tries to throw all the things. So Chris Tioni was ref on that armbar fight.
And they used instant replay.
Yeah.
And then they determined that it was in fact a tap.
but the instant replay didn't show you shit.
It did not show anything.
If anything, I saw a shadow of the arm go. So I'm like, that looks like a tap, because right after she did that, the girl lets go. But what if she was just trying to get her hand free?
Yeah.
You don't know.
I don't know. I don't have the answer.
This is like
but it is a strategy.
What is that thing called? Schrodinger's cat? Have you ever heard of that theory?
Excuse me. No, do I have to Google this, or do you're gonna give me the definition?
No, I'll tell you about it.
Okay, thank you.
If it's the right word, I think it's called Schrodinger's cat, and it's the theory that if you put in a cat in a box and you leave it without food or water, before you open that box, the cat exists, and you don't know if the cat is alive or dead, but there's definitely a cat in the box. And so as long as you don't open the box, you don't know if the cat is dead. So there's this.
I'm calling PETA. This is awful.
So this is similar to the tap. The fact that the hand was on the other side where you can't see it, you're never really going to know. That fight will permanently exist in a realm where there may or may not have been a tap, but we'll never know.
We will never know.
Because there's no proof. Even though one of the judges said he saw a tap, but those motherfuckers
judges are boxing judges. They do not know what they are looking at.
They're not watching my fights.
Definitely not. They've never watched an Angela Hill fight.
Yeah, they haven't. They're over there playing fucking Candy Crush. Like,
what was I watching? I think it was Juliana and Brogan's fight. And I saw one of the judges, she was like trying to like look around the post. I was like, stop it. You don't care. Stop it.
You have a monitor right in front of you. Like, look at that.
Stop. Just stop right now.
She's putting on a show. Like, hey, has her little opera monocle thing on to prove that she's watching closely.
No, you're not.
Yeah, you don't know what that is.
You were texting your daughter.
You're just happy it was a finish. So they pulled everyone, and one judge saw the tap, and so it was deemed a tap. But I thought it was really funny how Edgar just went silent, and I think that was the only thing that made me believe she tapped. Because she wasn't sure, because the world is existing in this world where, nobody saw the tap. She wasn't sure if someone caught it on camera. That's my theory. So she was just playing it silent, waiting for everything to pan out, waiting to see all the replays that happened. And then when they started asking people, she's like, oh, I was trying to get my arm free. Oh, you guys don't have proof that I tapped? Oh, cool. I was trying to get my arm free.
I mean, deny.
Story. That is my story. It was funny how emotional the Brazilian girl was. What is her name again?
Myra Bueno Silva.
Bueno Silva, yes. It was funny how emotional Bueno Silva was afterwards, because she's like, I don't lie.
Listen, girl. We don't know if you lie or not.
Uh-oh.
We do not.
Uh-oh.
We do not.
Hey, if you ain't cheating, you're not trying. But it was a deep arm bar, so what are you going to do?
Yeah, I mean, she was definitely in a dangerous situation. But again, I was like, I couldn't tell. Like, I really couldn't tell. But I was stoked that they used instant replay.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God, we're finally using this thing that we've been talking about, trying to get passed through the commission to use. And we're finally actually going to use it. This is exciting.
Yeah. Remember?
It didn't show anything. It was
didn't
completely
show
useless
anything.
and pointless. But hey, we used it.
Right? Remember the fight? Who was it? It was the fucking crazy guy with the crazy bloody fight, and Ben Askren, and he fought in New York, I think, but they fought. What's his name? He's super famous, former champion. Bloody fight versus the Red King. You know what I'm talking about?
Totally.
Yes. Robbie Lawler, right?
Okay.
Yeah, he had a fight with Ben Askren, and he was deep in a submission, and Herb Dean stopped the fight, even though he was giving him a thumbs up. And as soon as they stopped the fight, he was like, what are you doing? And then immediately after, he's like, what the fuck? And Herb Dean's like, oh shit, I'm so sorry.
Yes, I remember that moment.
And then he was like, it's okay. Like, he was such a G about it.
He's so classy.
He's so, dude, he's such a, I would have been like, you better start this fight over.
No, that is a classy man right there.
He was super classy. But let me just make sure I have the facts straight on that. But yeah, that fight would have been saved by instant replay.
Yeah.
You know, they would have reset them and continued to fight because the replay would have showed that he was fine. Or maybe, I don't know. I don't know if it's a choke, if it has the same parameters, but he was there. Like, he was giving a thumbs up, and he was there when Herb Dean pulled him off of him. So it's kind of a crappy situation when you have that. There's
a weird rule with instant replay in the event of, what is it, a TKO or a knockout or like a bad call or bad stoppage. Mm-hmm. Like, it still won't resume.
Yeah.
What is that rule? It's a weird rule, and I'm like, if you're using instant replay, it should be able to restart the fight.
Yeah.
Under any circumstances.
I'm not sure.
I forget what it is. I have to look at it and we can talk about it next time. But okay. I remember there's a weird, just kind of little thing that just did not make sense to me, because it's like instant replay would be so useful in any fight in so many different scenarios.
Yeah.
And it should be able to be utilized. Maybe with the turning of instant replay, now that it's like completely legitimized, that rule went away.
That's what I'm thinking, because there's a lot of new rules. Like, every now and then you'll see the ref do this. And that means that they're telling the commission people to watch the tape of that moment that just happened to see if there was a foul that was committed. So if there's a phantom eye poke or a nut shot or something, and the fighter complains, but the ref didn't see it, they'll go this. Mm-hmm. And then the people who are watching the tape roll back and look at the instant replay and make sure that a foul did or didn't happen.
Yeah.
So adjustments are made after that if there was a foul. I'm not sure what, but they're trying to make it a little more fair in there.
Do you know what rule?
Past their eye. I
am so excited that is finally like a legitimate rule, because it needed to be forever. The 5-minute rule.
Oh no. I was going to say, this is a good time to
I didn't actually say it.
Okay, yeah. We're going to tease you guys, and you're going to learn
good job.
How great this rule is that Jessica loves, and you didn't hear it. It has nothing to do with 5-minute anything. And our exclusive Fight Pass content coming right up if you're not a cheap bastard.
Go subscribe
to
Fight Pass.
Sub.